Burt Reynolds stars as Paul Crewe, a washed-up professional football player who lands himself 18 months in prison after a night of reckless driving. He's content to simply do his time and leave, but unfortunately the warden has other plans for Crewe when he blackmails him into organizing a team of prisoners to play against the guards in a practice football game designed to boost the prison guards' confidence before the start of their semi-pro season. The Longest Yard is your classic prison movie. You've got the angry murderer with a heart of gold, the guy that can procure any item you want, the strong grunt that doesn't say much, the lovable old guy that's been there for 40 years, and the corrupt prison guards you love to hate. The film doesn't break any new ground in the prison genre, and quite frankly, much of the situations in this film actually feel unbelievable, with the prison looking more like a relaxing sports facility than a correctional institution. Reynolds does a great job in the leading role, really embodying the carefree tough guy attitude despite his circumstances, and despite his lack of facial hair. It doesn't make it any easier to root for his character though, whom for most of the film seems like a jerk. This is a film about redemption and overcoming adversity, and like any good sports film, the climax comes on the field in an exciting, well-paced final act that is truer to the sport of football than most movies. There isn't much under the surface here, with only a few characters on either team receiving much development or backstory. But we learn enough through one-liners and simplified gags to understand the gist of whom to root for. In a film that feels more like a feel-good prison drama than a comedy, I was disappointed with the ending, which left a few too many unanswered questions and unseen revenge for the audience. But otherwise, The Longest Yard holds up well after 37 years, and will easily delight fans of either prison movies or the game of football. Simple, but worth rooting for. Well, that's what I thought about The Longest Yard. Now let's see what you had to say in the YouTube comments. Here's the Rate-O-Matic now to show us how we both scored The Longest Yard. A good and a cool. This 37-year-old film holds up surprisingly well, if slow at parts. It just isn't funny or memorable enough for me to give it a much higher score. But I did think it was above average. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Many of you mistakenly reviewed the 2005 remake of this movie, but those that did watch the original seemed to really enjoy it. You scored it a 7 out of 10.